Welcome once again. The lesson continues on solar system. Today we're going to look at the other aspects of the solar system, and before that, let's have a recap on what we did the other time. The other time when we met, we looked at the structure of the planets within the solar system, where we said the solar system involves the sun and its known 8 planets. We said the planets were Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Remember, we said Pluto is no more a planet because it has been disqualified for being too small to be called a planet. Moreover, we said the sun is at the center of the solar system, and Mercury is the closest of all to the sun. From Mercury is Venus. We said the two of them do not have moons. From Venus we go to Earth, which is the only planet with life. Then from Earth we went to Mars, where we said Mars has 2 moons. We mentioned the moons as the Phobos and the Deimos. We further stated that Mars has a possibility of sustaining life. From Mars we went to Jupiter. We said Jupiter was the largest of all the planets. Then from Jupiter to Saturn, we said Saturn has 3 rings surrounding the planets. From Saturn we went to Uranus, where we said Uranus moves clockwise direction, that is from east to west. Then Neptune, we said Neptune is the last planet and the farthest away from the sun. Together with Uranus, they are known as the ice giants. Today I just want us to look at the other minor elements or objects within the universe. The other smaller objects which travel freely within the universe or planetary system are the satellites, asteroids, comets, and meteors. So we're going to take them one after the other and look at them. So first we look at satellites. Satellites are also known as moons. That's why we call the Earth satellite as the moon. And they are defined as a smaller object that moves around a larger object in the space or universe. Satellites are smaller heavenly bodies that revolve around the planets. For instance, Earth is a satellite because it orbits the sun. When you compare the Earth and the sun, the Earth is very small, very small, and because it is orbiting around the sun, Earth becomes a satellite. Remember, we said satellites orbit around another object or a smaller object moving around a larger object. So here the Earth becomes a satellite. Likewise, the moon is a satellite because it orbits the sun. Satellites can be grouped into man-made, that is the extraterrestrial satellites, and natural satellites. Examples of natural satellites are the moon and the Earth. 6 of the planets that have satellites or moons are Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These are the 6 planets that have satellites. Jupiter has the largest number of satellites, which is 67, and the 2 planets without satellites are Mercury and Venus. So now let's look at the image of a satellite. So this is the Earth, this is the moon, and since the moon is revolving around the Earth, the moon becomes the satellite of the Earth. So more examples can be found here. Most of the satellites revolving around a planet or a smaller body moving around a larger body here. So all these are all satellites. These are known as natural satellites. Then when we come to the artificial satellites, these satellites are man-made satellites, and they have been put into space to bring us information on the happenings within the space or the universe. So everything that happens outside the Earth is brought to us by these satellites, or they are made known to us by these satellites. So from satellites we go to what we call asteroids. An asteroid refers to a small rocky or metallic body that orbits the sun, mainly between Mars and Jupiter. They are generally irregular in shape and often have surfaces covered with craters. Craters are depressions which are found on the surface of the earth or on heavenly bodies. So sometimes bodies may have small holes in them which looks like a cup shaped, and that term is known as a crater. Most of them lie in the vast ring between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So this is an example of an asteroid, and you could see the craters that I was talking about. That small hole here, yes, these are all asteroids, and most of them are found in the middle of Mars and Jupiter. So this is Mars, the orbit of Mars, and this is the asteroid belt. That is where most of the asteroids are found, and this here is Jupiter. So we say that most of the asteroids are found between Mars here and Jupiter. So in the middle here, that is where we call the asteroid belt. So now away from the asteroids, we look at the meteors or the meteoroids. Meteors are defined as the star-like bodies that may enter the Earth's atmosphere with great speed, but are changed into gas before reaching the ground or Earth. Meteors are sometimes referred to as fireballs or shooting stars. They sometimes burn up as they fall toward the Earth. They make streaks of light in the night sky. The pieces that land on the ground are called meteorites. Remember, sometimes you'll be sitting down at night and you see a fireball or a shooting star moving, and you'll be told, make a wish, it will come true. Those are what we call meteors. And the image here shows how meteors look like. Because of its intensity, before it gets to the surface, most of them have burnt up. But sometimes too, some of them are able to get to the ground, and that one are called meteorites. It is even believed that Lake Bosumtwi in Ghana was formed as a result of a meteorite colliding on the surface of the Earth. So is the US of A. Oregon. It's also claimed that it was formed as a result of the colliding of meteorites on the surface of the Earth. From meteorites, we look at comets. Comets are also astronomical objects in space, like a bright ball with a long bright tail that moves around the sun. The best known comet to appear was the Halley Comet, which appeared in the year 1986. It is a short comet visible from Earth, and it is said that it appears every 75 to 76 years. The comet's periodicity was first determined in 1705 by English astronomer Edmund Halley, after whom it is now named. The next appearance is scheduled to happen in July 2061. As we said, it appears every 75 to 76 years. And now it has been scheduled that this Halley comet may appear in July 2061. So this is how the comet also looks like. This is the coma, that is the head of the comet, and the head surrounds the nucleus of the comet. So this is the nucleus, this is the dust tail, and this is the iron tail made up of what? Irons. Yes, comets in the space. So these are some of the examples of the comets, and this is what we call the Halley comet, which is scheduled to appear in 2061. So in 2061, if we are alive, we hope to see this comet. So now let's look at the importance of planets and the other heavenly bodies. One, planet sustains life, especially the Earth. So we say that studies have shown that the Earth is the only known planet that has organic life on it. The Earth has all the necessary gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide to support life. So we say that planets, example, the Earth sustains life. Two, influence of the moon on the Earth. The moon helps in the formation of tides by drawing the waters of the sea towards itself. Also, the moon reflects the sun's light to the earth at night. So, as a result of the moon's existence, we're able to have light even if we are facing at the wrong side of the sun. 3. Influence of smaller heavenly bodies on the Earth's crust. Meteors and asteroids also cause physical changes on the surface of the Earth. For instance, it is believed that Lake Osumtwe of Ghana, as I said earlier, and Lake Oregon in the United States were made by a meteor which fell on the land and exploded with the force of a nuclear bomb. So as a result of these heavenly bodies, we now have two great lakes, that is the Lake Osumtwe and the Lake Oregon. We also have influence on human lives. The position of stars help travelers, especially in the olden days, to determine direction. Yes. Then we also, the fifth and the last of the importance is source of solar energy. The sun within the solar system is the main source of solar energy or light to the earth. The sun's energy also helps in the process of photosynthesis, which helps plants to produce their own food. So these are some of the importance of the planets and the other heavenly bodies. There are more, but we look at these 5. So today we have also looked at the other minor heavenly bodies. The next time we meet, we're going to look at the shape of the earth. How does the earth look like? Is it flat? Is it round? Is it conical? How does it look like? That is what we're going to look at next week. Until then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.